Welcome, everyone, to the Week 5 series of Just Saying Football with Jack and Sean. I'm your host, Sean Gannon, alongside my partner, Jack McNicholas. We're here to bring you news, notes, weekly updates, and game analysis of your favorite teams from around the league. If you have not had the chance, go check us out at justsayingfootball.com and follow us on Instagram for article and video updates at justsayingNoGWJS. The late afternoon games kick off at around 4 o'clock, starting with the Dolphins taking on the 49ers in San Francisco. Jack, what are your thoughts on this game coming up?
My first thought initially off the bat is that I'm very excited to see pretty boy Jimmy G back on the field, as well as his partner in crime, George Kittle. We the football fans of the world miss George Kittle, and he's back in full force. Ryan Fitzpatrick, we've been talking about him a lot. He's gonna have a better opportunity than when we saw this on the schedule at the beginning of the year with the Niners injuries on defense that are season long. But the Niners are starting to get healthy again. I am looking for a good matchup between these quarterbacks that it seems are very different right now. They're in completely different systems. I feel like Fitzpatrick's leaning heavily on him to get the ball out, and Jimmy G is sitting back there letting his running backs get to work.
Yeah, this is an interesting matchup. I've not loved what Fitzmagic has been doing, with the exception of that Thursday night football game against the Jaguars. And you're right, with pretty boy Jimmy G back, it really does help boost out the San Francisco offense. He looked good in the system, and him and Kittle have a good rapport coming in. Raheem Mostert may be back in the lineup as well. He's questionable. If not, Jared McKinnon has been picking up the slack with no problems whatsoever. I think when you're looking at this game, it should be a fun matchup. I think that the Dolphins will somewhat give the 49ers a run for their money. They did the same with the Seahawks last week. But I think that with Jimmy G coming back now, George Kittle is now there, the possibility of Raheem Mostert. The defense is still pretty good overall for the 49ers. They have a few injuries for this game, but not many. And Deebo Samuel may be back. He should be back, actually. They just have all their weapons beginning to come back right when they need them. I think that the 49ers are going to get this win at home, take down the Dolphins. But it should be a fun matchup. I always like what the Dolphins do. They're always a fun team to watch because they can easily surprise anyone. So,
Yeah, and looking at what we've already looked at, today with the games, LA, the Rams going up against Washington, and as well as the Cardinals versus the Jets. You have a division here in the NFC West being led by the Seahawks and MVP candidate Russell Wilson, where the Niners, they can take this opportunity against the Dolphins and win this game. They can go to 3-2 and start to make this edge. They made the Super Bowl last year, and even though they are a little banged up with some starters out, we are looking for them to, be able to take advantage of this Dolphins team. I'm hoping that those running backs you mentioned, McKinnon, Mostert, these guys can really destroy defenses on any given snap.
absolutely. And you just don't also, as the 49ers, you don't want to see yourself lose back-to-back home games like that. You lost a big one to the Eagles. Now you don't want to lose another one to the Dolphins. So they're going to put everything that they got. Kyle Shanahan's going to open up the playbook with all of his weapons coming back. So 49ers for sure.
Yeah, I'm looking the 49ers at home in this one. I think that, with Jimmy G back, they have a good chance. And we got to see what Nick Mullins has been able to do in the same system. I really love that, the fact that Niners have still been able to stay where they are with all of these injuries, and I'm rooting for them this week. We're going up to a divisional matchup now with the Giants and the Cowboys, and it's crazy to think that both these teams are now in a division where even though the Giants are 0-4, they're still not out of it yet.
No, they are not. A win here, and all of a sudden they're tied with the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Looking at them at both 1-4. The Cowboys' passing offense has been absolutely electric this entire season.
Yeah.
Everyone was talking about it because of the weapons. You got CeeDee Lamb, you got Amari Cooper, you got Michael Gallup, you got Ezekiel Elliott, and they are showing out. The run game isn't exactly what we've seen for the most part. They're 23rd in rushing yards a game, only at 101 yards. A little low for them. They have had some offensive line injuries, and this week they're having two big injuries. There's going to be no Tyron Smith for the rest of the season. He's out with the neck injury, and there's going to be no Joe Looney coming in this game. So you're losing two huge starters going up against the Giants. And the Giants have had a very good defense so far this season. Their offense has struggled. Don't get me wrong. Daniel Jones has not thrown a touchdown since week 1 against the Steelers. But the defense is fantastic. They're fifth in total yards per game at 328.3 that they're allowing. They're sixth in passing yards allowed at 221.5 yards, 11th in the rushing yards allowed at 106, and 10th in points allowed at 24 points. This is a pretty solid defense, and they're playing good football. We saw what they did against the Rams. I think that they can actually slow down this Cowboys passing game. They're going to try to force Ezekiel Elliott to run the ball, which sounds weird saying force Ezekiel Elliott to run the ball because Zeke is such a good running back. But you kind of want to make them uncomfortable because that pass game has been so effective for Dak Prescott this entire season.
Yeah, it's really a tale of two cities with these teams, especially now the Giants. Saquon is out for the season, and we had to see the committee last week. It looks like Wayne Gallman, Devonta Freeman are going to lead that committee. I'm interested to see how they can take advantage of this weak Cowboys defense, because it's going to be a good offense versus a good defense, and Dallas being the offense, Giants being the good defense. And on the other side, the Giants, Daniel Jones has not thrown a touchdown since week one. He needs to unleash against this Cowboys secondary that has allowed, they're allowing 430 yards per game overall. This is a time for Daniel Jones to go up against this defense that is allowing, the most points per game. The Giants, who need this win, are going to have to come in and play hard on offense. That's going to be a big factor.
Absolutely. 9 points their last two games. They're averaging around 11.8 games on offense throughout the season. You want more from your second-year quarterback in Daniel Jones. And this is absolutely the game to do it. You're right. This defense of the Cowboys is not great, especially in the secondary. So this is the opportunity to take advantage. And that's why I feel like the Giants are actually going to surprise in this game and get a win over the Cowboys in Dallas. They have not played well defensively, the Cowboys. And I feel like this running back by committee with Devonta Freeman, Wayne Gallman, and Dion Lewis can now kind of begin to get going. It's weird to see Daniel Jones is leading the team with 137 rushing yards. So let's see what Gallman can do with no Barkley. Let's get this offensive running game going. Let's have a big passing. Let's let Slayton get loose. Let's let Shepard get loose. Let's get Tate get loose. Yeah. If you're Daniel Jones, you need this game also. You want this game to be a rebound. You're sitting with 2 touchdowns. You haven't thrown one since week 1, and you need it. So I'm going to go with the Giants as a must-win game. They're going to get it done.
Yeah, I mean, I am going to go with Dallas on this one, as much as I love the Giants. And I, have always wanted to root for them against the Cowboys. I think when you're looking at it logically and you're looking at how just the Cowboys passing offense has been able to put up the numbers, I just don't see the Giants where their offense is running right now just being able to outscore Dallas. I do think that their defense is going to give them a lot of issues. But again, it is on the shoulder of the Giants' offense, and I don't think they've really figured out all the adjustments they've needed yet. So I think I'm going to have to pick the Cowboys on this one. And we were talking about these two teams that have low records, but they're still close. This is a close one here. 2 3-1 teams. The Cleveland Browns hosting the Colts. And I know, Sean, you are huge on the Colts this season.
I love the Colts. I've loved what they've been able to do so far under Frank Reich. I think that they've just done a great job with their offensive line, and it sucks that we're not going to see Anthony Costanza this upcoming week, and also no Darius Leonard. So they're taking 2 big hits. It's tough for me to decide who's going to win this game. The Colts defense has been playing electric, and the Browns offense looks great these last few weeks. So sorry about the sirens, everyone. But with Darius, I don't know. It's going to give an opportunity for the Browns to really take advantage of it. They're down with no Chubb on the IR, so Kareem Hunt's going to be seeing a lot of looks, and Kareem Hunt's run the ball well. Mm-hmm. So is Jonathan Taylor, the rookie for the Colts. This is a really, really tough game as I'm looking at it. There's just a few injuries across the board that you're looking at that could really be the difference maker. I'm going to go with the Colts because I've been so high on them all season. I love what they've been doing with Mo Alley-Cox. He's been playing great at a tight end. They're going to need to rely on the run game like they usually are. Give Jonathan Taylor the ball a bunch of times and just run the ball. But I think this is a must-win game. That Colts defense is going to be able to hold or at least slow down what OBJ and Jarvis Landry have been doing these last few weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I love the fact that the Colts have this run game. They're
Right.
playing gritty. Philip Rivers is kind of sitting back there, not having to throw 50 times a game. He's not playing his best, but they're getting it done. And their defense looks fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
What I really want to see this week is T.Y. Hilton. Where has he been since Andrew Luck has been there? Hasn't been there. This has been a season and now a quarter of a season. He hasn't eclipsed 87 yards in a game since Andrew Luck's gone. And I want Philip Rivers to find T.Y. Hilton. We're talking about all these receivers getting 10 targets a game. He has 13 catches in 4 games. That is unacceptable for somebody of T.Y. Hilton's talent. His ability to get the ball, and they're going to have to be able to stretch the field. The Browns have a good secondary. He'll be matched up against Denzel Ward, who's a great corner. But what I love is the Browns offense. We're talking about Dallas's bad defense. The Browns were able to score 49 points last week, which was a season high for them. And I loved the creativity. The Beckham run was great. His touchdown from Landry, trick plays, things like that against bad defenses. They give the team morale. You see how happy they were to be up. These guys know on paper that they're a powerhouse, but they haven't been able to get it done. I think that this week the Colts are going to be a tough matchup, but I am going to hit the Browns. I like Myles Garrett. I love how he's been playing. He has been not only getting to the quarterback, but creating strip sacks. And not only that, he's also picking up all his own fumbles. This guy is being he's being paid $25 million a year from now on with this extension he just got. He's a number 1 overall pick. He could be a difference against this amazing Colts offensive line, but it's going to be a difference this week. 49 points last week. That's not going to happen this week against the Colts. It's going to be closer, but I'm going with the Browns.
You think Myles Garrett gets 2 or more sacks with Noah Costanza in this upcoming weekend?
Yeah, if they keep him on that left side of the line, on the right side of the defensive line, and they attack that left side of the offensive line, I'm looking for him to get after Philip Rivers. He's not super mobile. He's gonna get the ball out quick, but Myles Garrett's gonna get there quick. I think 2 sacks. I can see him absolutely getting 2 sacks on Philip, maybe even a forced fumble.
Oh, wow. All right. 2 sacks and a forced fumble. I like it. Myles Garrett's been playing great this whole season. Wouldn't surprise me either, quite honestly. Thank you, everyone, for listening. We hope that you enjoy the afternoon games. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Subscribe, like YouTube, Just Saying Football. Check out the website, justsayingfootball.com, and our Instagram for all the good updates and social media. They're on Just Saying No GWJS. Enjoy the games.
Enjoy.